Nicole Khalil, your host of the This Is Woman's Work podcast. And if you tune in regularly, and I really hope that you do, I also hope that you take a moment to rate and review our show because it really helps. But anyway, if you listen, you know that I love me an intro. Seriously, it's like a grounding exercise for me and an opportunity to set the stage for our topic and our guests to share my beliefs and perspectives, to occasionally rant or drop a curse word or two to break the seal, and to introduce you to our amazing guest. My intros are basically where I get to be a hype person, which I love because being the introvert that I am, I didn't think hype person would ever be in my job description. Frankly, librarian seemed like a better suited job for me because, well, let's face it, I love books and I have this look that says, shut the fuck up without me needing to make an actual sound. And yet, here I am, hype person. Who knew? Anyway, yes, I love me an intro, but today we don't have time for that shit. Today, I'm going to dive right into introducing our guest because, friend, I can't wait to hear what she has to say. And because I know she's bringing her own hype. I am sure of it. Judi Holler is a fire starter, an energy shifter, the ultimate hype woman, and one of my favorite people to follow on Instagram. She's moving audiences worldwide to take massive action in their lives and businesses. For the last decade, Judi has built an enterprise that includes a robust keynote speaking business, a top podcast, speaker training, and a best-selling book. Each year, Judi shifts her energy in convention centers and ballrooms worldwide with audiences of 50 to 50,000 with her motivational, inspiring, and transformational keynote experiences. Judi empowers people to face their fears and holler at their dreams. So, Judi, I know the second you start talking, our listeners are going to experience the hype that I'm talking about and probably also agree that librarian is still a better career choice for me. So, hi, thank you for being here.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Can you just follow me around life and introduce me everywhere I go? Like, you are a hype woman. You are so funny. I've got like little tears in my eyes. Can I give the compliment back to you before we go any? Because I am a hype woman. This is what I do. It's like really true. You're one of my favorite newsletters to follow. And I think I've said this to you in response to you. I'm like, you're such a great writer. And I can't wait for you to continue to write books and to watch this newsletter continue to evolve because you're so funny, you're so smart, you're so revelatory, but definitely real and relatable. And just thank you for that. And to watch you guys, she just did that intro. And I mean, there was not one, except for one part. Like you literally did that in one breath with no stops. I have never in my life. I'm like, damn, follow me around life. So anyway, I am honored to be here and holla, let's go.
Let's go. You know, it's funny. I really wish I could walk around introducing people, but also like telling people off on their behalf. Like if that was a career choice, that's what I would do. I would.
Great. I love that. The Midwest. Where are you from originally? Where are you from?
Born and raised in Santa Barbara, California. It's all been downhill since then.
You're West Coast.
I'm West Coast.
You give East Coast energy.
I know. That's why when I moved here, it was like made so much sense. Everybody's like worried about the weather. I'm like, I have found my people.
Oh my God, I did not. First, I have always put you. Are you living there right now? Where do you live?
Just outside of Boston.
So you are in Boston. Okay. So I'm not losing my mind. Yeah. I would have thought you were born and raised in Boston. Like no doubt about it. And what I love about your energy is I'm born and raised in the Midwest, right? So I am a Midwestern people pleasing little girl. Okay. I'm working my way out of that. I think at the age of 47, I can confidently say I am getting more and more clear in my purpose, which helps me get more and more clear with other people and boundaries and clear as kind, as Brene Brown says. But someone like you is great for someone like me because you can just follow me around life and tell people to shut the fuck up and go fuck themselves. And I'll just be like, I'll be watching.
I would do it gladly. Like I've heard of this thing where they hire bridesmaids now at weddings to like tell the aunt or the person who's like, you know, being difficult to go fuck themselves. And I'm like, that I could do. Now, to be fair, I'm not so good at it for myself. I still
Yeah.
struggle with people pleasing and perfectionism myself and have to be mindful of it. But on behalf of other people, I'm all there.
Yes. Listen, this whole conversation, people pleasing, like, think about it though. Like, people are like, oh, she's such a people, and like, oh, I'm such a people pleaser. And I used to be like, and I do think I have to watch boundaries. I think we all do. But like, think of people pleasing. Like, of course we want people to like us. Of course we want to please people. We're not fucking narcissists. We're not sociopaths, right? And so I think there's an edge of it that's like the intention behind it is, of course, like, yes, I want this to be mutually beneficial. I want you to feel good. Of course, I want you to like me. I want you to be happy. But I think where it becomes dangerous is when we become codependent on other people's opinions of us. And I guess maybe that's the definition that I identified behind for too long. I was so worried I played it so safe, even for a long time as a keynote speaker and performer, because I felt like I needed to check a box. And if I created the way I really wanted to create, or looked the way I really wanted to look, or rapped the way I really wanted to rap, or say what I really want to say, like, I'd never work again. And that is becoming codependent on other people's opinions of your like existence and your soul's mission and your ministry on this freaking planet. And that's where we end up with disease and depression and a lot of anxiety and a lot of resentment in life. So I'm kind of on the other side of that. And I just walked us into a deep ass conversation.
No, but I'm with
Welcome
you.
to
No. So
Judi
I
Holler.
actually had this on my list to ask you about because I saw it in one of your keynotes and I just loved it. And so I'm going to tee you up for this.
Okay,
We
don't.
worry that people won't like us, that people make fun of us, that people judge us. But what's the truth?
The cold, hard truth is this. People already don't like you. People, can we?
Yeah, thank
I'm
you.
so sorry. People already don't like you. People are already judging you. And people are already making fun of you. Can I get a holla for that?
Holla.
And to add a little fan to the flame, and I know you've seen this, but it's so true. I always like to reference the Bonnie Raitt song. Let's give them something to talk about, because if people are already talking, let's go give them something to talk about, right? And I think when I realized that, I do work on fear. I help people fear less and express more. I help people be the verb in their life. And I do that, through improv and music and movement and sometimes poetic voice. I'm an artist. I'm a performing artist. So, but improv is always kind of like one of the tools I use to get people into the conversation of getting more comfortable being uncomfortable. But moral of the story is it's always a conversation about fear, right? Because if we can't face fear, if we can't reframe fear, if we can't have different conversations with our fear, we're not going to get very far. And I think the biggest fear most of us have, especially with these damn phones in our face and the pressure of all of that, and how fast the world is moving and how no one has attention spans anymore. I think the biggest fear is, and because we have to look at ourselves all the time, is this fear of other people's opinions. And I think that is holding so many of us back from living and expressing and being and saying what we really want in this world. And man, I'm on a mission. Like, I feel like that's my ministry. Like, Nicole, I was born with the last name Holler.
I know. It couldn't have been any. It was in the cards, right? Like it had to be.
And can I also make a very big point? Because I think so many people are like lost. Like, what's my purpose? What's my mission? What's my message? Like, I felt that way for years, guys, up until very recently. And Nicole, you've watched this all unfold. Like, I just woke this beast up, like rebranded everything to Holler and Holler at Your Dreams, and that being the verb and the message. And I'm still talking about fear and I'm still doing things the same way, kind of, but I've evolved. So of course my keynotes should evolve, but really I'm still talking about fear and improv and I'm still a performance artist, sort of designing these experiences. But it wasn't until the age of 46 that someone from the outside reflected at me, hold on. So you mean to tell me, I'm sitting down doing this deep work, right? Like childhood wounds and who were you at 8 years old? And like, all this, all the crystals. I'm in Arizona, right? All the candles, all the healers, all the channel. Like, I'm trying to figure it out because I was so lost. And I knew I was like playing it safe and I wasn't really, it all makes sense now, but I was lost. And it took someone on the outside reflecting back to me, oh my gosh, hold on. This is what you were doing when you were 8 to 10. And this is what you were doing in high school. And this is what you secretly do that when no one's watching. This is what you do would do for free. And you're born with this last name, Holler, this verb. Maybe, just maybe, you were given that last name on purpose so it could become your purpose. And so now it's like, oh shit, that's the ministry.
Mhm.
That's the mission. I was put on this planet to use my voice to help others find theirs, to feel and find the confidence to use their voice to self-express in all the big, bold, beautiful ways they deserve to self-express. And isn't that dope as hell? But yo, I found it at 46 years old.
Yeah.
Took a minute.
I want to talk about what holler at your dreams even means and what it
Yeah.
means to be the verb. But before I do, with all due respect to Bonnie Raitt, I wish we could retitle it "Let's Give Him Something Worth Talking About."
Ooh.
Right? Like, if we're gonna do something and people are gonna talk about us and are gonna have their opinions and their judgments, let's
Love
make it
this.
fucking worth it, right? Like, do
Yes, babe.
something that matters to you, that's big.
You need to make this a newsletter. This is going to be a clip. You're going to riff on this in your newsletter. Someone came up to me after a keynote and they're like, yeah, but you need to change it to, let's give them something to holler about. And I'm like, yeah, but it's true, but worth, like the worth. Let's make it worth it, right? And when we believe in it and we're convicted and it's our soul's purpose and our mission and what we came here to do in this life school that we're all participating in, then it makes it so much easier to be brave, because you really don't give a fuck. What I am so like, that's where I'm at don't give a fuck energy with. I'm like, fuck it, man. I love this shit so much. It is the best work I've ever done. And yeah, maybe corporate is like brick walling me right now because they're like, what? And I'm scared. Good. If I
Yeah.
scare you, good. You should be scared. But I will move you. I will help you get unstuck and I will remind you of your power. Too many people are giving it away. And so,
Yep.
yeah, like let's give them something worth talking about. No doubt about it.
All right. So what does holler at your dreams mean? What are we even talking about?
Shit. Okay. So I'm still kind of trying to figure this out. But my latest definition, because we're in the torques of all this right now, but I believe in my soul's purpose. This is what I think it means. This is how I'm currently defining it. And it may evolve a little bit, but the essence of it is using the power, having the courage to face your fear, number one, and use the power of your spoken word to bring dreams and goals into existence. So let's redefine what it means to holler, shall we? Right? This notion of fearing less and self expressing. And we will never get in this life what we don't have the guts to ask for. And if I think about anything I have now, whether it be keynote bookings, a book deal, a friend, my husband, like a fitness goal. Like I have literally hollered at it. Like nobody is coming. We must be the verb. I need you to move. Like if there's an anthem, it's like, I need you to move. I need you to do one brave thing today. Like just one thing ever. Like what is like, it still comes back to what I talked about in Homeboy, that concept of fear experiments. Like that changed my life, experimenting with fear every day on purpose.
I think we are completely on the same page because I say it all the time. One foot in front of the other towards what matters most.
Yes.
That's it. Like that's the deal.
That's it. That's it. And that's it. It's not easy, but that's it. That's it.
Oh yeah, if it were easy, everybody'd be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to do that, first you need to know what matters.
Yes.
And then to your point, you need to get into action about it. And I love when you said, we get what we have the guts to ask for.
Yep. You do. I think about it all the time. I mean, even as I'm out there pitching myself for keynotes, I'm saying, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking all these sales leaders and whatever. I'm like, if I don't have the guts to ask for the business, if I don't have the guts to pitch myself, why would you even want to, like, I'm not even, like, if I don't have the guts to be the verb that I'm trying to tell you I'm going to go help your people be like, so it kind of walks me into a fun sales pitch because I'm like, okay, listen, I teach people to do this, so I might as well holler at what I want. Like, I want to work with you. I want to work for you. And, how do we make that happen? And so I get so many brick walls. I get so many no's. I get so many ghosts. I get ghosted almost regularly. Cool. Keep moving. Whatever. Okay. I've had so many people ghost me and then it comes back around. You just don't know what's going on in people's lives. Same with social media. Courses take time. Book sales take time. Growth takes time. Newsletter growth takes time. Writing skill. It all takes time. And we're just so freaking impatient. But, and this is why it's those brave actions every day, because you, you may be impatient, but you will grow and you will change and you will get results if you move. It's going to take time. There is no 5 seconds to famous. I hate that. There's no, like when I see courses like overnight, like learn the 5 minutes to becoming a keynote speaker. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Or like 5 minutes to published. You see this stuff all the time, and I'm like, what? Like people buy into it, because we don't want to do the work, but the workaround's the work.
You know how we're supposed to drink a bazillion ounces of water every day? Cute idea, but between work, life, and trying to remember what day it is, hydration doesn't always make the cut, which is why I love Cure. Cure hydration packs make it simple. Plant-based electrolytes, no added sugar, just 25 calories, and it hydrates better than water alone. And you know I love me some efficiency. My favorite flavor is lemonade. It's light, clean, and doesn't taste like somebody dumped a candy store into your water bottle. I use it on long recording days when I'm traveling or any day I hit noon and realize that I'm running purely on caffeine. And when I need more than hydration, like pre-workout where I need all the help I can get, I grab Cure Energy. It's got natural caffeine and electrolytes that get me moving and help me survive the part where I question all my life choices mid-workout. Staying hydrated isn't just about drinking water. You need electrolytes too. That's why I love Cure. It's clean, it tastes great, and it actually works. And for This Is Women's Work listeners, you can get 20% off your first order at curehydration.com/woman's work with code woman's work. And if you get a post-purchase survey, make sure to let them know that you heard about Cure right here. It really helps support the show. Don't just drink more water. Upgrade it with Cure. Is speaking on stages anywhere on your vision board or bucket list? Have you been thinking about how you can leverage the stage for your professional growth? If you want to learn the ins and outs of building a profitable, sustainable speaking business the right way, and you're looking for somebody to give you the goods on literally everything from the strategy, sales, marketing, and brand building to the creativity, productivity, leadership, and mindset it takes to be a speaker, well, then look no further. Judi Holler teaches the business of keynote speaking better than anyone I've ever met. Her speaker school is an on-demand course created for you to see, feel, and find the confidence to step on stage and shine. Doors are open and you get $450 off when you use my promo code TIWW. So go to judyholler.com/speaker school and use TIWW to get yourself $450 off because this is the speaker training that I vouch for. And now let's get back to the show. So I agree with impatient, yes. I also think we have this notion that if we do it right, say it right, if we, somehow figure it out, then everything will all of a sudden become easy. Like if I just figure out the right pitch, then everybody will start saying yes. Or if I just, do this one thing, then my email list will have 100,000.
Right.
And that's just, I still have that pops up in the back of my mind sometimes.
Me too.
But it is not my experience. Even like with my work on confidence, I think if I go into something with confidence, that somehow means that it's bound to work out. That is not the deal. Like you go in with confidence and then you get to choose confidence again, whether it works or doesn't. And like you said, moving on to the next. So I guess, what do you tell yourself or how do you stay consistent about being the verb during the times where it takes time, during the no's, during the holy shit, am I ever going to get there moment?
2 things. I love that you said choose confidence because I don't think we're born with confidence.
No, my reframe of fake it till you make it is choose it till you become it.
I love it. I always say make it till you make it. Yes.
Okay.
We are like sisters from another mister. Here's how I keep going because it's worked before. I think so many times we discount or just close the book on past wins. Like, if you've built something, you think of anything from being a baby, you learned how to walk. Damn. And then you learned how to eat. and then you learned how to talk, and then you learned how to like think of all the things we've done hard in our life without even realizing we were doing them. And I've been in this place of beating myself up just to what you said. Oh, if I get the perfect pitch, and just this will be it, and I just need this stage, or I just need this endorsement, I just need this next book. You hang our hat on all this shit outside of us, when in reality, like, we're right where we're supposed to be always. And sometimes, like, what's in front of us is even though it sucks, and it's taking longer than we want it to take, it's exactly what's supposed to be in front of us. But I have all this evidence of success in the past. I have all this evidence of prevailing despite doubt. I have all this evidence of succeeding. I have all this evidence of performing with technical difficulties. I have all this evidence of being, so I just kind of like it's like my tolerance for pain. It's taken time, but my tolerance for pain is just, and improv helped me a lot with this, right? Because I just have a high pain tolerance, pain being fear, doubt, embarrassment, self-sabotage, imposter syndrome. I'm just kind of like, okay, cool. If imposter syndrome's here, I'm here. It means I've arrived, because it means I want something more for myself. It means I'm ready. It means I'm ready to go up to the next level. Cool. And that's going to take a minute, but I've done it before and I can do it again. And it doesn't mean the next level is going to be any easier. Sometimes it's like, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Because it just gets harder and more annoying and more crowded.
Yeah. I feel like the fear, I don't know if the fear gets bigger, but what I'm afraid of is bigger.
Yes, that's right. Noisier. It gets not more crowded. It gets noisier. I just said to my husband the other day, I go, and we're here in Arizona, and we've been here 2 years, and I love it. And I'm Midwestern. But I spent 7 years in Ohio, and, think about it. I've been really I quit my job in 2016 to speak professionally. Okay. So I built my business, my speaking business in Ohio, and I had no friends there. Most of my friends were in Chicago, Midwest. So I was just there we were on a mission, and we knew when Sean was graduating high school, we were going to make a move to Arizona. Okay. So I was there, but I built my whole business there. And I just said to my husband the other day, I go, I sometimes just miss Ohio, sitting out front, and no one knew. I didn't have as many, I didn't have as much pressure. There wasn't, and I think pressure's a good thing, right? Because that's how diamonds are made. And I get that we have to have some pressure in life, but sometimes I just miss those simpler, slower times.
Yeah.
Because I feel like now everything's moving at the speed of light, and I'm like, damn, be careful what you wish for. It just gets noisier. And then you don't know who to trust. Like, oh, are you my friend because I can do something for you? Are you a friend because I have a follower? Are you a friend because you think I have some status or some whatever money that I can spend in your thing? And you start to the lines start to get really blurry. So yeah, it can, it makes me just have a lot more compassion for people who have grown, from Brene to Mel to a lot of these people, that I just think of that,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm I got 45,000 followers, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Some of these people have millions of dollars. I'm like, sometimes I just want to crawl in a hole.
Oh, I literally just had this conversation with 4 people in my life where I was like, I think I just want to fly under the radar.
Under the radar.
I kind of like that idea right now. And it's interesting how that is coming up, or some version of that is coming up.
Yeah, I feel you.
Okay. I have to ask you about calling your shot.
Ooh, yeah.
Talked about this a few times. Talk to us about it. What does it mean to call your shot?
So it is call your shot is the pop culture Urban Dictionary definition of what I believe holler at your dreams. They're the same thing. Calling your shot and holler at your dreams are the same thing, right? So it means putting yourself in the room. It's making the move. It's asking. It's doing despite doubt. It is literally saying, so let me give you a story. Let me give you an example. 15 years ago, in a ballroom full of strangers, I realized that I had called my shot for the first time, and it set in motion everything I'm doing now. So there I am off of Michigan Avenue in Chicago. Okay. I'm in a big fancy ballroom. I'm working, I have a full-time career. I'm working in hospitality sales and marketing. I was opening hotels for Omni Dallas at the time. So I'm in this big fancy ballroom, the Intercontinental Hotel. I'm attending a meeting. There's like 550 people there. Look at me, 550 people, but definitely, 50 rounds of 10. So we had about 500 people in this room. Can you tell I'm a former hotelier? Like, I can look at a
The
ballroom and
rounds.
tell
Yeah.
I grew up in the convention world, right? Which is ironic because I'm still in it, just in a different way. Long story short, it was a meeting being put on by PCMA, Professional Convention Management Association. It's an industry association for people who plan meetings. Yes, people who have planned meetings have meetings about meetings. It's iconic. So I'm at this meeting and a speaker was hired. Now I'm a hotel salesperson. I have started to do improv at this point. I had been doing improv at night. It's hotel sales by day. I'm feeling myself change. I'm watching speakers on stage. I'm like, yo, I want to be. I saw Simon Sinek speak for the first time, and I was like, maybe I want to be a keynote speaker. I was a baby keynote speaker. Keep in mind, I did speech meets when I was a kid, so I think this has always been like floating around in my aura. But it kind of woke up. It was waking up around this time. So I'm in this ballroom. So I give you that perspective. Like I had some background in speech and performance and memorized monologues. I went to school for radio, television, communications, but I had gotten into the hotel industry because I graduated at 9/11. So the world changed. I bartended, got into hospitality, and that's where I sat for a long time, almost 15 years. I'm in this ballroom, improv at night, hotel sales by day, 2008. And there's a speaker and he's hired to talk about finding your purpose, finding your passion. Very end of his speech, he goes, all right, who's ready? Who in this room is going to stand up and who is ready to tell me what they believe their purpose is, their passion is? And Nicole, I kid you not, it was like I'm working in corporate America. Okay. I'm in a round of 10 with like industry friends. My bosses, people or clients are in the room. Okay. It was like the Holy Spirit jumps into my body. I shoot out of my seat like a cannon. Meanwhile, all the people at the table see me shoot out and they all like put their heads down. They're like, oh my God, what the fuck are you doing? Sit down, right? And some of those girls were in my wedding. They're some of my best friends. We tell this story iconically to this day. I shoot up out of my seat like a cannon and I go, you. And he goes, me? I go, you. I think that's my purpose. I want to be a speaker. I want to be a keynote speaker. And he goes, okay. 15 years ago, in a ballroom full of strangers, I called my shot for the first time. I used my spoken word to move into existence everything I motherfucking have right now. Because let me tell you something. When that happened, Nicole, all those meeting planners in the room knew I wanted to be a speaker. They'd toss me leads. They'd introduce me to speakers. They'd show me contracts. The hotel companies were some of the first clients to hire me to train their salespeople. I'd speak it like, they're like, great, you want to speak at the next PCMA meeting? And that speaker was the first introduction to like the world of speakers. So I started getting involved in the speaking industry and putting myself out. And like every MPI meeting, every PCMA meeting, I would always want to know the speaker and I'd befriend these speakers to learn about the business. Everything began in that moment. And when I was building this new body of work and writing my new keynote, I said, that's the story. I have to, because that's like a really beautiful, and it doesn't have to be that big. It doesn't have to be in a room full of 500 people. But if you cannot say or speak what you want, if you don't believe it's possible, if you are not brave enough to put it out into the ether, baby, how you ever going to get it? You won't get it. You need other people to help you. And all those people rose up to help me. Yes, I had to do the work. But it was the very first moment I remember how all of this began. And I hollered at it. That's calling your shot.
Great example, great story, especially knowing how it worked out with the benefit of hindsight. And I would venture a guess that you agree with me on this. It's how you call your shot. And if you're going to call a shot, you might as well call a big one, right? Like, so if you think about it, when we think about calling your shot, like in basketball terms, the way they do it is with a lot of confidence, maybe even a little bit of arrogance, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be epic. They're not doing it like, oh, let me do this little thing over here. We don't say call your dribble, right? It's going to be something big. So my question is it important, the spirit in which we do this, like not doing I might want to be a speaker one day and maybe talk to some people, but I don't need to get paid. Like we have a tendency to minimize.
Shrink it.
And I don't remember something you said stuck with me. It was like, not I'm going to make music. It's I'm going to get a Grammy or something like that.
Yeah.
So, any tips for when we call our shot?
It's a little
How and how
delusional.
big?
We gotta be a little delusional. What does Tina Fey say? You know, she goes, all my success has been 10% strategy, 90% delusion. Like literally, like, yeah, I'm gonna go right for Saturday Night Live. And you know, she's done all these things, right? So of course there's work there and there's connection, but you bet your ass she was hollering at what she wanted and calling her shot and doing it with big delusional confidence. So I love the way you think, by the way. You're such a great thinker. So I have to reflect that back to you because I love the way you spun that, like with the dribble, like we don't, call our dribble, and I think it comes back to your message, confidence. Like I think I need to add that to the definition. Like you've inspired me there. Like it's true. I used to say with enthusiasm, but I think it's with confidence because if we don't believe it, how will we ever receive it? Like, there has to be a little bit of delusion there. And yeah, it's this 10X concept from Dan Sullivan in the old school. There's a book called 10X is better than 2X. And it's this old school strategic thinking of old school, but it's really relevant to the new school of like, it's so much easier to go all in on something big than to do a bunch of little shit and half-ass it. You're just going to be busy all the time. You're not going all in. If you want to write a book, make sure your dreams can be seen on your calendar. Write that fucking book. If you want to be a speaker, spend all of your days figuring out how to speak, and even if you're doing that nights and weekends and you're in that season while you have your full-time job, whatever that looks like, we're going to have to make sacrifice and there's going to be discipline. But I think, I love going 10X. I love thinking crazier. And it's like, okay, well, maybe someday, and I'm going to start doing my music more quietly and let that be for me and decide what I want to do with it. But yeah, if I'm making music, in the back of my mind, I'm like, we're going to at least chase a Grammy nom. Let's figure that out. Like
Yeah,
it changes the energy. It
totally.
changes if I was like, maybe someday I'll put an album. Will I ever? I do believe dreams need some deadlines. And I think they need some big, hairy, scary sort of pressurized, like, how do we turn this into a diamond? 10X thinking and a little bit of delusion. It's crazy. And I wrote that on Instagram because I wanted people to see it. And because I needed people to see how, like, what is she doing? Because I think the more I self-express, it gives everybody else the permission to go self-express in all their big ways.
Yeah, I can't speak for everybody else, but it does for me. So thank you very
Yay!
much. Okay,
That's my
last
mission.
big question. Would you say to the people who say, I'm too late? It's too late to holler at my dreams. I'm too old. I'm too this. I'm not enough that. We're both 47, which I still feel freaking young. I have
Oh my God,
lives
me
to
too.
live. But,
Same.
whatever. People have their self-imposed limitations, and there also is societal expectations and limitations that get put on us. What would you say to the person who says, it's too late for me to holler at my dreams?
I think that is an excuse, and excuses are a way fear hides. Fear hides in excuses to keep us stuck, safe, and just the same. Because if you change and you do the thing despite any age, because I have people that come up to me at 25, 30, 32, and they think, oh my God, I could never, I'm too young. I mean, I think there's so much societal pressure, right? Listen, I would rather have the temporary pain of discomfort than the avoidable pain of regret. And the clock is ticking. And there are too many of us, I have seen it time and time again, that we're waiting for someday. Someday when I retire, someday when my kids leave the house, someday when I lose the weight, someday when I'm married, someday when I write a book, someday when I have the right pitch, someday when I have a certain amount of followers, then I'll do the thing and then I'll be qualified and then I'll do the thing. Someday is not coming, right? The only thing that's guaranteed is that currency and time. Like it's the one thing that you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. That's the only thing that's guaranteed is that your time's just going to keep moving and it's going to move on with or without you. I have a really dear friend who lost her mom to Alzheimer's last year. And she was an only child and her mom and dad, her dad was a CEO for a big company. And, her mom was like the spitting image, like country club, like worked out, beautiful. And they went on some trips and they did some things, but Bert worked because when they retired someday, they were going to go to Greece and they were going to go to Italy and they were going to finally see the Amalfi Coast. And they are doing none of it. They did none of it because they were waiting for someday. Fuck that noise.
Right. Well, and it's interesting in my research with confidence, we went down the rabbit hole of people's biggest regrets. And over 90% of people's biggest regrets are about the things they didn't do. The dreams they didn't chase, the conversations they didn't have, dreams they didn't experience, the forgiveness they didn't give. It's really incredible. So it's never too late. And I love, as you said, today is all we have. We're not getting any younger.
No, and you have to hear, like, what you're talking about. Have you heard about, the Les Brown quote with, it's called The Graveyard of Dreams?
I haven't, I don't think.
Okay, I just pulled it up so I could read it to you. This is exactly what you're saying, and this quote sits above my computer. So it says, "The graveyard is the richest place on earth because it is here that you will find all the hopes and dreams that were never fulfilled, the books that were never written, the songs that were never sung, the inventions that were never shared, the cures that were never discovered, all because someone was afraid to take the first step." Notice Les doesn't say all the steps and have a business plan and a 5-year strategy and 1 million followers and 100 million downloads and a famous check mark by your name. Who gives a fuck? He says, take the next step.
Yeah.
That shit inspires me every single day. That's my answer. That is how we defeat someday syndrome, which I think is a real disease holding a lot of people back. And it's one of the things I share in my keynotes. It's one of the things that really, it's like when that quote, you can't unsee that.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what you're saying that you found in your research.
So I'm going to find that quote, print it, and put it on my quote board
Get
that
it,
hangs
girl.
right
Get it,
by mine as well. And you absolutely must find and follow Judi. Go to judiholler.com and check out her speaker school. If you are even interested in being a speaker, or if you're developing your keynote, or if you're trying to get on bigger stages, Judi's speaker school would be the one that I would recommend to you, hands down, no comparison. And she's offering, if you use the code TIWW, get $450 off speaker school. Go to judiholler.com. And for the love of all things holy, follow her on Instagram. It is so good. You will not regret it. Judi, thank you, thank you, thank you.
This is awesome. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to close us out by sharing something Judi posted on Instagram. Again, you got to follow her. And it's the 10 commandments of hollering at your dreams. These are her words, and I hope they speak to you as they did to me. Number 1, if I feel fear, I lean in. Instead of running away from the things that scare me, I face them fast. Number 2, if someone says something's crazy or will never work, I'm definitely doing it. Number 3, I date myself. Number 4, alignment is the most important assignment. I drop dead weight like it's hot. Number 5, I set goals, then I 10x them. Number 6, I lift heavy weights. The more I can lift in the gym, the heavier I can lift in life. Number 7, I never ask what the dress code is. I wear what I want. Number 8, I don't consume news, gossip mags, trash TV, or true crime. I keep my mind high vibe. Number 9, I ask for what I want. Number 10, I set mad boundaries. Not everyone deserves access to me. There it is, my friend. Holler at your dreams and keep your 10 commandments, because that is woman's work.